Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian, the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside of me in our state-of-the-art recording studio above Public Square Coffee in downtown La Mesa, California is my lovely wife, my co-host, and my best friend, Melissa Nickerson. I'm not going to cheers you because they got new mugs here, and that's very full, and I don't want it to spill.
I don't know where the old mugs went.
I don't either. There's a whole, I don't want anything to do with their news, all right? But every time I come, they're like, hey, we're currently out of the old mugs. Like, you've been out of them for a while. Is there new mugs coming? I actually like this mug just fine.
That's like a cappuccino or a latte mug.
This needs a saucer.
Yes. Well, we had to kind of convince them to give you one because they're like, we don't have drip coffee
It's
mugs.
a good coffee shop, and Melissa is not disparaging them right now in any way whatsoever. We're very thankful to have them.
What's going on.
We're very thankful to have them as sponsors.
Check
and
the link at the bottom of the
yeah, and the sweet deal they give us on rent. Check them out, everybody. Great coffee shop.
Silly.
I don't.
Who promotes Public Square more than me?
Yes. Okay.
Bring your mug. Bring your mug.
Bring your mug.
Bring your own mug.
BYOM. Biom. Biom.
Yeah.
Biom. I wanted, before we get into any of the basic announcements, we were just enjoying one another's company, and the mics weren't on, and I was like, what a waste. We're talking about school lunches.
Yes.
You think about your school lunches growing up, what comes to mind? Is there a certain meal, a certain snack, one you loved, one you hated?
There's a smell.
There's a smell.
Like pizza day.
Pizza day.
Pizza day is a jam.
Pizza day. In North Texas.
Pizza day. I just remember pizza day because we had pizza that was kind of in the and it
rectangle?
would stick a lot to the sides.
Right. Yep.
You know, there was a lot of crust. You had to kind of. I went to poor schools, but there's the food was probably pretty similar.
I went to military schools.
You just had MREs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But they weren't slices of pizza, is what I'm saying. We didn't have slices of pizza.
No, was it a rectangle?
Yeah, that was kind of in a pan though, like connected to. It was borderline lasagna.
Right.
Is what I'm. This is the picture I'm trying to paint. You kind of had to carve it out of it.
You're probably right.
And they had.
I mean, you might have had something different.
In the same pan, they also made chalupas, which is like a corn crispy tortilla with cheese.
We did not have chalupas.
We did not have those.
Yeah.
California,
that
we got because
awesome.
close to San Diego.
Yeah.
We had the chalupas, and then like for me, I remember those, and then packages of tater tots.
Yeah.
And eventually, like in
tots
high
were
school,
good though, right?
Tots were pretty solid. They were never like crispy. Like they were terrible tots, but they were always a win.
Yeah. What were the wins? First off, I want to Facebook group Dustin Nickerson comedy fans. Email us. Don't make me come back there. gmail.com. People trash on school lunches.
Cafeteria.
But what were the ones you did like? Because I think there was always a couple items that were pretty good.
In North Texas in the 90s, they would do a chicken nugget day.
Chicken nugget days.
That had mashed potatoes, gravy, a roll.
I mean, you love potatoes.
And chicken nuggets. That is, you can dip everything.
That's Thanksgiving dinner.
That's trailer Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then they would also do a chicken fried steak day, mashed potatoes, gravy,
And you liked
roll.
that?
Yes. Yes. Chicken nugget day the line would be out the door.
Yeah. Chicken fried steak, wasn't that just, if I recall, it was just a bigger nugget.
So it's actually just like ground beef, like.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the chicken patty day. Sorry, we had a day where it was just like, we're like, what is that?
Yeah, a chicken burger.
Yeah,
chicken burger.
Chicken sandwich day.
Yeah, but that's right. Yeah, but it wasn't, there was no sandwich.
Oh.
We just had
chicken
There was
patty.
one day where there was just one big nugget.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they would just put that nugget on a bun. And then it was a chicken burger.
I don't remember the buns, but
chicken nugget day was by far the best day.
Yeah. And you had
you take your roll and dip it. It's all about dipping it. I love mashed potatoes. What can I say?
You love potatoes.
I do.
That's great.
My love affair with potatoes continues.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I don't remember any entrees standing out, but I don't know if this was unique to the Northwest or where we were at regionally, but they would have certain days, they would have mountain bars, is what they called them.
Is this like a chocolate thing?
Just Google Mountain Bar real quick.
They were homemade?
No.
Well, I don't know. You're going for the sweets. Is this?
Yeah, Mountain Bar.
Little Debbie was
Mountain Bar
huge
dessert.
in the 90s.
Chocolate bar.
Was this brown?
Go to images.
Was this Brown and Haley?
I don't think it was. Maybe get rid of.
Like this?
Yeah.
Peanut Butter Mountain. Is that? It's Brown and Haley. I told you that it's that. It's the chocolate company out of Tacoma.
Great. That's what it was then.
Peanut Butter Mountain.
Sorry.
Yeah, they make almond roca too.
Okay. These are the best things I have ever eaten.
You would have those at school. They probably just had.
That's epic.
We had some deal with
the candy company.
Yeah.
At least you guys were local.
These would just show up like once a week.
Peanut Butter Mountain Bar.
On like Fridays. And I guess I always assumed that everybody had them, but no,
that's a regional snack.
This thing, Melissa,
is a regional snack for sure.
Pull up a picture of the item themselves. These are
to Brown and Haley.
So good. Oh my gosh, yeah. Can you imagine just one of these shows up in your school lunch?
I can't imagine. When I moved to Washington State, I was an 8th grader, and we got some almond rocas.
Yeah.
Which is also from Brown and Haley.
Yeah.
And then in Seattle, they were like, well, we can make a coffee drink out of this. So that was the almond roca mocha.
Yeah. Oh, delicious. These were so good. I couldn't believe that these were like free.
So it's pretty much a Reese's with like a crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best thing I'd ever eaten.
And more chocolate.
It's what real highlight of childhood. So it made the school lunch.
Did you guys, we had cookies and brownies.
Yeah, probably.
They would smell, you could smell them in the classrooms.
Yeah. Well, particularly when Otis Spunkmeyer
Texas.
showed up.
Yeah, that's true.
When they started selling Otis Spunkmeyers in the schools.
Student stores would start cooking those cookies at like 10 a.m.
And you hadn't eaten yet. And the halls smelled of fresh chocolate chip cookies.
And they were 3 for $1.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I don't know how much they'd cost. I mean, Kona Ice is
$5.
$5. And that's just syrup ice.
Texas used to have a brownie that the Texas cafeterias that had then a layer of frosting on top of it. A frosted brownie.
That's delicious.
Wrapped up in cellophane.
Yeah.
Like, whew.
You want some of that, by the way?
It's huge.
I think you do. Why don't you pour some?
No, I'm okay. Thanks. You know, I already had a cup of coffee, and that was you're like, I haven't even had coffee yet.
Anyways,
I'm good.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been a great episode.
Tater tots and brownies.
We got lots of stuff to get here today. But before we do, if you guys haven't already joined our Facebook group, Dustin Nickerson Comedy Fans, please go discuss what your favorite treats were, what your highlights of your school lunches there, and send us emails at don'tmakemecomebackthere@gmail.com. Also, leave us reviews like this one right here from A Tailored Life. 5 stars. Love this show. Dusty and Melissa are polar opposites, and it makes for an interesting discussion. Love the podcast and the laughs.
Oh, thank you.
I've never thought of us as polar opposites. Do you think of us as that?
I think parts of our personalities are very similar and very different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Expand. Don't. No, I know them all. I literally talk about them on stage right now.
I just was going to plug our Zoom hang. Our Patreon Zoom hang is going to be Monday, May 19th.
Monday morning. Huh? May 19th?
Monday morning. Yes.
But whenever Monday comes... Has there ever been a better round song than that one?
But whenever Monday comes.
Yeah. That's good. Other than row your boat.
They did other ones.
I think that was the one. I thought I was like,
California Dreaming. They did California Dreaming too.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they did a lot of rounds.
That era of bands that what happened to the great everyone can sing bands? Queen.
Yeah.
Mamas and the Papas. Beach Boys. Beatles. 60s and 70s, they're like
Partridge Family.
Yeah, they're like if you can't sing in this band,
singer. We're talking like 4 lead singers.
Yeah.
Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees. Everyone used to have to sing in the band. Now anymore, they're like, I mean, with the exception of the guitar player from System of a Down. Sorry, that's such a specific rep. Only for Andy, who historically sang. You know, honestly, though, you know who did? Punk bands.
Oh, yeah.
Punk bands could sing. I mean, you'd have bands like Blink that would have 2 lead singers.
Less than Jake?
Less than Jake. A lot of them could. But yeah, I miss a band where everybody could sing, because it does really create some parts where in the car multiple people sing. But whenever my nigga,
I think
Jackson 5.
Stomp and Clap really tried.
Yeah.
You know, there was a few.
There was Head in the Heart.
That's
Head in the Heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Monsters and Men.
What am I talking about? Yeah.
Sharp. I mean, there's you know that whole scene was really trying. Mumford. Yeah.
Anyways, Zoom Hang in May on a Monday. Check it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of dates, I've got some upcoming shows coming up. This weekend, I'm going to be in Brea, California, at the Improv for 3 shows, May 16th through 18th. So check those out.
I think that's actually next week, but that's okay.
No, when this... Yes. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next week.
It's fine.
May 16th through 18th. Check it out. I wonder if there'll be a Melissa appearance at any of those. Maybe the Sunday? Maybe?
Our son has prom Saturday night.
Which is my job to get him home.
And then our daughters have, it's such a punishing weekend. Our son has prom, and then I have to get up at 5:30 for volleyball tournaments.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
So Mel probably won't make it to Brea, but Andy might. I don't know what Andy's doing.
Ooh.
Andy
on
never
this
says no to...
particular weekend, I will actually be on the East Coast. So.
None of my friends or family will come support me. So if you guys could, that would be great. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be at Wise Guys Comedy Club in Las Vegas.
I can maybe leave.
Then June 12th through 14th, Cleveland. 15th, Cincy. 19th through 21st, Providence, Rhode Island. 27th, Minneapolis. 28th, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The 29th, Petoskey, Michigan. That just went on sale. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. At the Great Lakes Center for the Arts, Petoskey. Regardless, I'll be there. Then we go to July and beyond. We've got Mobile, New Orleans, San Antonio. We just added a second show in San Antonio. Pottstown, PA, Richmond, Greenville, Madison, Wisconsin. Charlotte is a new one on sale August 28th through 30th at Comedy Club at Duckworth's. Stamford, Murray, Connecticut. That's part of the Kentucky Comedy Festival. Kansas City, Seattle. This new one just went on sale. 2 shows in Corvallis, Oregon. I was just in Eugene. Now I'm going to Corvallis, the Majestic Theater. Portland is like, dude, what do you mean you're not? And listen, Portland, I know I got a lot of backseaters there. Portland, I'm a man of the people. We go where? Look at some of these cities. Petoskey. I'm out here trying, man. I'm trying to bring my jokes to you, and I'm bringing them to Corvallis, Oregon, home of the Oregon State Beavers, of course. Great baseball team. A lot of people don't know that. That's 2 shows at the Majestic Theater.
You'll be back in Portland.
I will.
It's just a matter of time.
Probably early Q1.
2026. Bookmark it.
Nashville, San Diego, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Brooklyn, Melissa's House, the Stress Factory. December 19th through 21st, Addison, the Punchline in Houston. All of that on sale. More to come. I promoted my dates recently, and I did the question. I'm like, a lot of people ask, like, are you on tour? When are you going to be on tour? How's the tour going? When's it end? I'm like, I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my whole job. I'm never not touring.
Always
48
touring.
Weekends last year.
Well, and that's musicians aren't always on tour. Sometimes but they're mostly on tour because they do festivals over the summer.
No, they're not. They barely. No. I'm hard. You're hard wrong on this.
Okay, don't attack me. I think that they maybe take a month off here and there, but with the festivals, they do tour like 8 months of the year.
I came in too hard there, and it was reflective of how much. How little bands tour in comparison to what comedians do.
Sure.
So it's not about you.
I do agree with you.
And what I don't consider festivals touring. They go out for one day and then come home.
Yeah, it's one-offs or it's
Sorry for
different, but
I came in way too hot. That second cup of coffee, I came in so hot.
I understand what you mean, but
The difference between music and comedy is what they create, they don't need crowds to create. We do.
Yeah.
We can't write our stuff at home
Yeah.
on a piano. We just can't do it. And there's no studio version of what we do. We are totally, we need audiences.
It's a live art form. Like, to
I came
create
in
it.
way too hot there.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
We're good. We're good. Did you didn't nobody replied this morning when I sent my weekend recap.
Weekend recap.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I thought that was just like a hey, we're talking about this.
You told
so
me
I was just
you told me we
informed.
couldn't talk about that.
Well, we can because our son ended up telling his teacher.
That's why I was confused. Well, let's hold that thought. Let's do a couple emails.
Okay.
No, yeah, and then
Sure.
let's get to our weekend recaps. Okay, so this email's from Celine. Subject: Little Women.
Uh-oh. Celine,
Okay.
I apologize.
My father-in-law used to say, I think we're getting a Latin phrase here, de gustibus non est disputandum. Of taste there can be no dispute. You don't like Little Women? Fine, that's your opinion. For me, Little Women is a favorite. When I was 8 years old, my dad was in residency and barely home, so he started reading Little Women to me on the nights he was. Very fond memories. Also, and this is the most important point, Little Women was not written by Jane Austen, who is amazing, by the way. Try her, you'll like her. Little Women was written by Louisa May Alcott. Love y'all. Celine.
I know, it's my mistake.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's been 2 weeks and here's the thing, I did read them all.
Yeah,
I read them
yeah.
20 years ago in high school. I just forgot.
Yeah. I think that's a common one. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of, I ran with that bit a little bit on that crowd work thing that I posted with Tay.
Yeah. The homeschool
The
crowd work.
homeschool crowd
Yeah.
work bit. And
Which was a bit we had in Seattle with our friends.
100%. Because that was a real question that a homeschooler asked you.
Yep.
And I
in junior high youth group.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I kind of messed it up. I did a little more of a delineation. I was like 18 centuries later, she was a part of that. But there are comments who are like, Little Jane Austen, Little Women. But most people aren't saying that. Meaning that if you asked, I think if you polled the streets and they said, they would just, because it's that genre. So I think it's a very common mistake.
Yeah.
But I love that someone took the time to correct you. Because I lost my mind when you said bands tour a lot. So, so we all got things that are important to us.
Got to keep them facts straight.
Yeah.
Well, there's fanatics, like literature fanatics, and and when
true.
you
And you
cross
and I
the
are.
line.
Right, and
You and I are.
Right, we're real low bar music industry addicts.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
cross the line. So
Yeah.
Yep.
This is
Come
the
at me.
version of the SNL Weezer sketch.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Which is great. I had a lot of people send that to me. Weezer didn't start till Matt Sharp left the band. All right, this is from Tanya. Subject: Little League. Love this episode. I'm 100% in the thick of Little League life. It is so wonderful getting to watch these boys grow, learn, and play together. My son and a group of boys have been together with the same coach 3 seasons now. That's hard to do. And they are living their best life. Finally, we're getting to see the connections and big plays being made in the field. So much fun. We're at those fields constantly. My son and hubby love to go up even when they don't have a game and watch their friends and the other teams. That's awesome. This episode got me flash forwarding to graduation time and what these boys will be up to. Thank you so much. Great episode. Tanya from Tampa. That's
I like
nice.
to hear like a positive
Little League experience.
Yeah. And someone who's enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah.
I've noticed that, I don't know how to even articulate it, but like being a parent of a senior is looking at parents of little kids and just wanting to be like, it goes by really fast.
I know. Yesterday
Just cherish these moments.
Yesterday I told you I saw a little boy with his baseball backpack on his bike or on his back riding his bike to Little League practice, and I almost like pulled over, you know? Because that used to be our kid.
It was our little kid.
And he
It
would
was
just get on his bike with his baseball backpack right off.
now he's driving his car. And then we're going to drive him off with his little backpack to college. You look back and you're like, look at their little bats.
Yeah. Their little hats.
Look at that cute little bat. It's the smallest little cleat I've ever seen. And it's hard not to just go to Little League fields and want to like look them in the eyes and just be like, it's going to go so fast.
Cherish these moments.
There's these parents crying in the parking lot, like weird, like looking over the fence.
Yeah.
That's us. It's over.
That's exactly where my son stood when he played shortstop.
Here's his uniform.
And now he's leaving home base. I'm the home base, and he's leaving me. Him in his little backpack.
We've hung his jersey from the rafter.
It's tough, man. It's really tough. So yeah.
The hardest part is you have to like just donate all that stuff.
Oh, man.
You're like, who wants his bike?
Who?
It doesn't fit him anymore. Do you want this crib? Do you want this wagon? Do you want... Come get it. It's free. Our kid grew up. Take his stuff. We still have the memories. We don't need it anymore.
So emotional. That's what I keep telling Mel. It's just I feel like I've been crying for 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then he'll be like, tri-tip, more like dry tip. And I'm like, you got to get him out of my house. Get the heck out of my home. Just leave. So it's both.
Yeah, you actually are the one that said dry tip, but
No, they said it.
No.
No.
Oh, did they?
They
Okay.
said it, and that's what
I
they
know.
said to each other.
I know.
And
Yeah.
and then that's what they couldn't stop laughing
That's-
at the dinner table.
Yeah.
And then he told me that later, and I was like,
know.
honestly, that is a funny line.
It's so funny, and the thing is, when you buy an expensive cut of meat and bring it to a family who needs it,
yeah.
and then you also serve it to your family, and it just gets like roasted in the crock pot, and
Yeah, and then you get roasted.
and I get roasted, and you're like, God, why?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I spent so much time and money on this, and it's bad. It's like, what happened? Why would you let this happen? I literally planned and purchased these ingredients to help a family in need, and it's bad. I don't. It doesn't make sense.
You have a meal turn bad that you take up to God.
Yeah. It's like the
This
opposite.
was your plan.
It was the opposite of loaves and fishes.
Dear,
You know,
yeah.
like multiply this meal, like make it taste good. Like,
Dear God, it's me, Melissa. Why? How did this pork come out so dry? I'm trying my best, God.
guess it was just a bad recipe. I don't
God's
know.
looking down like, I just think you kept it in too long. This has nothing to do with me.
I can't perform miracles.
God's like, of all the things that you're bringing up, this is it? This is the big one?
Yeah. that it was the one.
That's very funny.
Man.
It goes by fast.
It goes by fast.
Well, speaking of crying, this is from Richard.
Crying.
Subject, cry movies. Guys and gals, love the podcast. Your candid conversations about parenting is refreshing to hear. Thank you for being so open about what you go through. However, the fact that there was a huge discussion on what movies have made you cry and Field of Dreams was never mentioned is egregious. It's got baseball, The Voice of God, We Think, and a lot of family vibes. How can you make it to the credits and not sob after Dad want to have a catch? It's impossible. It's the ultimate first-time cry movie. I agree with that. Field of Dreams is great. I just haven't watched it in a long time. I don't watch a lot of heavy movies that make me cry. Can you scroll up a little bit? He also had a coffee recommend. Dustin, pick up some Topeka when you're back in Tulsa in December. Best coffee in the state. I think I've been before. That sounds good, and I think I've given it a shout out here
You
before.
go through Tulsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been everywhere, man. Thanks for the email and the reg. That is a great. I haven't watched Field of Dreams in a long time. I just don't think I need any extra help crying right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry, I'm at a loss for words.
It's great. No, we'll do it in the next
With
email.
Little League, you're experiencing your own Field of Dreams right now.
This actually, yeah. Dear Dustin and Melissa, so this is from Elizabeth. We got a couple people say this. This gift recipe from the New York Times claims to be Seattle-style teriyaki chicken. I thought you would know for sure. Thank you for bringing extra laughter to the world, Elizabeth. Click on that because you guys are both food people.
I do make like a lot of like, for lack of a better word, like teriyaki kind of.
Well, first off,
recipes.
and it's good. Let's read this here. So teriyaki, that's funny. Teriyaki is derived from the Japanese root words teri, which means to shine, and yaki, which means to broil or grill. Did you guys know that?
Yaki, yes, because that's why they have a yaki grill. Like it's a specific type of grill.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way traditional teriyaki looks. Shiny and what word is that?
Incised.
With grill marks.
Yeah.
Mix of soy sauce, rice, wine, mirin. I'm not the one who should be reading this. The teriyaki found throughout Seattle, of which this is an adaptation, is a bit more showy. Cooks sweeten it with white sugar and pineapple juice. Oh, they thicken with cornstarch, ginger and garlic into the mix because of the Korean ancestry of many cooks. So scroll down. Do they have the actual recipe here? How does it preparation?
They do, and we have some friends that live in Atlanta that tried it, but they're from Seattle. And
Justin?
Justin and they said it was really good.
Great.
Yeah.
They stood by this?
The chicken thighs make sense because that's like a moist chicken.
And if it goes wrong, you're just like, why God?
Yeah. I also am going to share my tri-tip recipe with everyone.
Yeah. Mel's dry tip.
Mel's dry tip, yeah.
I'll tell you right now, from that perspective, if you did it in a crock pot, that was error number one.
So it was sure, I totally get that. It was like I seared it and then I put it in the Instant Pot, and I get that. I'm not like I don't smoke meat, like I haven't gotten that far. But
I love your cooking. I'm a big fan.
No, it was
tons of good flavors and healthy options and variety. I have zero complaints. It is very hard to be the primary cooker for a family and just being like, I got to feed a bunch of people, and you give us tons of good options. I'm so grateful for the food in our house.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you're not, like, I'm in and out all day, so like it has to cook on its own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you have like a million pickups and stuff. But
anyway,
I'll share the dry tip. But soon.
So funny.
Yeah.
All right, I think that was the last.
But I definitely do want to try that chicken teriyaki because it looks amazing.
Well, speaking of some recommendations, real quick, I was in. Let's do some weekend recap. So I was in Eugene. I went to a couple different coffee shops. One was the Wandering Goat, which is like, pull up the Wandering Goat. The Wandering Goat is like a Eugene staple.
Okay.
I really like the Wandering Goat. It's good and weird and wonderful.
I have no clue what you mean by this.
It's just kind of like old weird. You know what I mean?
90s coffee shop?
Yeah, but still exceptionally wonderful coffee, and not like A lot of the good coffee shops that I like are kind of like the new kind of like forced kind of like hipster genre.
So it's like
Yeah, pull up some images of
berry and bean.
Yeah.
And this is like the Sleepy Monk.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Like Sleepy Monk back, and then you're just like, yeah. So it's got like 90s kind of like vibes in it, and it's not like the sleek, how can we...
Everything's white. And,
yeah. Which those make great coffee too. But yeah, it was wonderful. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a bit of a return to some of those kinds of places.
Yeah.
There's a few other shops out there that are like Cosmic Bloom and Vista, shout out.
Okay.
Like they got like a more of a 90s comic video game thing, but it's like
that's cool.
dark and it's cool.
Remember that one we went to in Chicago?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's more like kind of like Friends coffee shop.
Right.
You know, which is like eclectic and colorful. And
Right. Certainly the design, but but still very good coffee is what I want. Like, because sometimes those ones are terrible coffee.
Right.
These still have an emphasis on like roasting very good coffee. And as a drip coffee drinker, that's what I care about. So
that reminds me of
hold on.
Zoka's.
Go back to that last picture
Seattle.
you were there. Yes, Zoka's is a good comparison. All you need to know about this place.
Wait, go back where?
Whatever picture you were just on. It doesn't matter. All you need, right there. See the sign, bottom right? What's that say?
We do not offer Wi-Fi.
Boom. That's what you need to know about this place. Like, we're not here so you can sit down with a laptop and crank
Work
out
for 5 hours.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
I like a
nice.
place that like doesn't. They're like back in the day, like we're cash only. And there was that one in Redmond. I forget what it's called. Very similar. They're like.
I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Zoka? No, that wasn't it.
It's like a
I know what you're
Celtic
talking about.
one or something. Does that sound familiar? It doesn't
Celtic
matter.
coffee. It's a little bit like Lestat's
Yes.
in San
In
Diego.
San Diego, yeah. I
Um,
didn't love their coffee.
their coffee wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
but
it was great.
But they have like they have like a Cheesecake Factory menu.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And then Tailored I went to as well. So good local spots to check out. Shows are great. Thanks, Eugene, for the PNW love. Always nice that you guys roll out. Nice to, even though like they are like the rivalry thing, you just know when you're in the Northwest and you feel it. And I feel very privileged in the places that I've lived in Seattle and San Diego. And I know they're both great because they're both places that as you're landing and taking off, people take out their phones to take the picture of it. And that's a sign of a scenically beautiful place. Now, San Diego, you're landing in the city on the ocean, much closer to the buildings than you even feel comfortable the first couple of times. But I mean, the Eugene, because I had to connect, the Eugene to Seattle, you see all three mountains.
Wow.
McKinley, no, McKinley is Alaska. Mount Hood, Mount St. Helens, and then Mount Rainier. All three mountains. It's just like the prettiest flight ever, you know. So anyways, thanks for coming out to the shows, Eugene. You were a ton of fun. The Eugene's interesting because that club, Olsen Run, it's a new room. And I made fun of it a lot because it didn't have any signage, and it's like a remodeled. Like apparently, it was very funny. People kept telling me because I was like, "What is this? This looks like just some old American Legion building that we're like, let's do comedy in here."
Sure.
And they're like, "No, it used to be the Rockin' Rodeo Dance Club, which is very Eugene."
Sure.
But they pull from everywhere, like south of there too, so you get a lot of people coming in from the coast and Medford, and because there's not a ton to do. Eugene is one of those cities where people come up and shake your hand afterwards and go, "Thank you for coming here." People don't always come here, and a lot of time we have to go into Portland, which if you live in Eugene, you don't want to do. So, you caught the house on fire.
I did. Yeah. So
Speaking of your cooking abilities,
I was not at coffee shops. I was at a volleyball tournament. Thank you. And
for the record, I also did 4 shows. That's not all I did.
I went to Raising Cane's.
I did 4 shows, and then and then texted Joel to make sure he got home each night.
Yes, that was fun. So our son had a track weekend off, so he was out late.
Yeah,
and I was up early for volleyball. But our son missed some school last week touring colleges, so he had to make up a food assignment. He was in a foods class, so he had to make caramel corn. And at home, And a couple weeks ago, I put Claire's Warmie, which is like the stuffed animal with like rice in it, in the microwave, and it touched the side, and I burnt the Warmie. So I had to throw the Warmie away. Now, that's when I should have replaced the microwave because something hit the side and caught on fire. It burnt it. There was no flames.
Yeah.
Threw the Warmie away. We moved on. Sunday, we're making caramel corn. We are supposed to put a paper bag of popcorn with caramel sauce on it in the microwave. And we're using a large brown paper bag. And we're supposed to put that in the microwave for a minute, shake it, 2 minutes. And this bag is way too big for our microwave. So I'm watching it. I'm like, okay. I followed the recipe. I'm like, it hits the side where the Warmie burnt, and you hear this noise, and then it's on fire. The paper bag of popcorn is on fire. So we take it out of the microwave. We have like bricks outside. And I'm like, I have a fire extinguisher. Like, it's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'll get it. And then I was like, don't waste it. Just pour water on top of this. Like, save the fire extinguisher. But sure enough, like it caught.
Anyways, that's how our bunny died. Bunny caught on fire.
It caught on fire
noise.
So fast. Not the bunny. Not the bunny. Everyone's fine. The house is fine. The bunny, the cat.
Sorry, the subject didn't change fast enough there. Everybody's
the
fine.
The bag of popcorn caught on fire so fast.
Which I think has shown how much you've chilled as a mom over the years. That you were just like, just pour some water on that. There's like a fire. There's something on fire in the house, and you were pretty chill about it.
Well,
because we're not homeowners.
It's a big deal.
Let Andre's home burn.
I was glad I had a fire extinguisher, but I didn't feel like I needed to use it.
Where's the fire extinguisher?
It's in the broom closet.
It's supposed to be under your sink.
Oh, yeah. It's in the broom closet. Oh, yeah. I've seen that in there.
Yeah. But anyways, it's full-fledged fire. And then I bought a microwave online, and I bought a dorm microwave. That's that's like the cutest little thing ever. And
then we cried because we were like, we're going to have to buy a microwave for his dorm. Can you have microwaves in the dorm?
Well, technically you're not supposed to have all this stuff in the dorms, but the kids do, like air fryers and
just for a little fire safety moment. Just, we do understand not to pour water on like a pan that has oil in it that's caught on fire. Because that will spread the fire by like 10 times.
Oh, really?
Because the water and oil don't mix, so the oil just flies.
I thought water and oil
fire.
did mix. I thought that was that expression. They mix like water and oil.
No.
That's like me and you. I know, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
But baking soda is your what you're supposed to throw on like a fire with oil in your
Interesting.
in a pan situation. Microwave.
Yeah.
I don't even know science in that way.
Yeah.
If that's good or bad, but.
Yeah, I guess once something got, like a object got burnt in a microwave, like you should get rid of the microwave.
Yes.
And so I hadn't seen sparks until we just straight had a fire.
Right.
And I mean, thankfully I was home. Joel wasn't doing this project alone.
Oh, great point.
And I was doing it with him, and I was watching the microwave while that bag was in there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, flames.
I bet if you looked up like microwave fire statistics, I bet there's a lot more than you. That's one of those ones that you're like, oh.
Well, like
I bet this
I
happens
think,
pretty often.
Forks, foil, like you can't put metal in a microwave.
You can't.
But
I thought that's how that expression went. Like forks in the microwave, or what?
Goes together like metal in a microwave?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Oil and water.
Metal
in a
and
microwave.
All right.
Anyway, I guess we all learned something.
Yeah. We grew, and and the house didn't burn down. The bunny's fine.
It was quite an ordeal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out Wandering Goat Coffee. It's great.
Joel did get a video of the burning popcorn. It's
funny.
very funny.
Yeah.
You mentioned the other thing that I was doing last week is we were traveling with Joel because Joel's still doing some college visits and trying to decide where he's gonna run /attend. So we went to Portland State. He he got like the full Portland experience while we were up there, where like we had some great local food and went to some cool coffee shops. And it was a very pretty beautiful day. He got yelled at by a homeless person. I was like, I mean, this would be.
It was raining.
It was raining. This is what it would be like to live in downtown Portland.
Yeah.
Like this is the totality of the experience. So we did there. We had a second visit at San Jose State, and then we went out to Fresno State. So I'm home for a minute now, but I did 8 flights in 8 days, and I was like, all right. I mean, I'm you know how much I hate when comedians talk about how hard comedy is, because I think it is the easiest, best job in the world. If you like this job. But eight flights in 8 days had me being like, all right, that one was a bit much.
Yeah, it was a long week.
I'm out here touring like a band.
Yeah. No, I mean, Joel felt it too. He was, I'm moving on. Like Mel in a microwave.
Mel in a microwave.
Mel's dry tip microwave edition.
Yeah.
That's why it was dry. Microwave.
You microwaved it?
Yeah.
You cooked it with oil and water? It's hey, why is the chicken like a little salty? Oh well, it's Joel's senior year, so Mom was crying over it. She just stands above the chicken and marinates it with little tears.
What I was gonna say was Joel was pretty like grumpy that he had to get up and travel every day and like sit through college tours, and they're boring. And anyway, it's a good reminder, like traveling is boring and hard and grueling, and I don't know, like it's kind of mindless,
Yeah.
And
he asked me, I've been saying this to the kids though, and maybe it's me just kind of trying to teach them like a don't complain attitude when they'll like ask about comedy. I like to remind people though, like stand-up comedy is the easiest job, and there are a million jobs harder than this, and travel is hard.
Sure.
But go tell that to an ICU nurse.
Sure.
Go tell that to people who have real hard jobs. Like, going to the airport is hard. Go tell that to the person that works at the airport 5 days a week. That they just have to go there. They go through security too.
And they don't get to get on a plane.
They don't get to get on a plane and go travel. They just have to go there to work and park in the lot. And you had to take the tram. So did the janitor there. So did the person pushing the wheelchairs there. So did the person sitting at that desk getting yelled at by someone because there's no first class upgrade available. Just
it's not easy. Yeah.
No. They're real hard jobs. But the travel, I did roll my eyes a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, it's just that one drive was really hard." I was like, "It was 3.5 hours. Chill."
Well, just getting places is inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like I think I just meant
I'm
like
so used to it.
I think it's tedious. But he missed the comforts of home.
Yeah.
And that's like a good thing.
You're like, well, maybe you don't have to go to college,
little
Joel.
Perspective.
Maybe that chicken that steak isn't as dry as you think. Huh? Yeah, my favorite is when we come home and they ask, like a trip like that, and Joel asks to eat out. And I'm like, what do you think we've been doing for 3 days?
Yeah.
Every time we're out, every ching, swipe, I don't know. I did a ching.
Old school cashier thing.
Cha-ching,
Or the drawer.
Yeah.
The drawer.
Yeah. Gagung. Credit card. Gagung. That was my first job, was I had the drawer came out, yeah.
It hits your stomach.
Oh, did it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What drawer did you, your college job?
I was a cashier in college, the lunch rush.
Yeah.
Whew. And then I made my way into the coffee stand.
Yeah.
And then I managed the coffee stand. And then I worked in the design office.
You've always been a climber, Mel.
Yeah.
Speaking of our Northwest days, did you know that, because so some of the ads we know about, some of them we don't know about, because they're just kind of like automated and built in. I think just for people in the Northwest, we have ads for Fred Meyer on this pod. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh. I'm associated with Fred Meyer?
What's on your list today? You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
I think it's still Kroger. I think Fred Meyer's Kroger.
Is it? I don't think it is. I think it's
I've
independent.
given all my money to Kroger.
No, I think Fred Meyer's independent.
It's only in the
No.
Northwest. Yes. Yep.
Oh, I'm not even anti-Kroger. I just
Oregon,
wanted Fred Meyer
Washington,
to be.
Idaho, Alaska.
So,
Yep.
Fred Meyer is a very good grocery store. It's kind of like what Targets are now. It's like a super Target, is what it is, right? Is what you would call like where they have.
No. Okay, one of your family told you that Fred Meyer was this? Or someone online?
I don't remember who told me.
Who told you?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is Fred Meyer has name brand, which like they have Nike, Adidas, North Face. I don't know.
They have
they have like a actual retail store, like clothing store.
If you lived near Fred Meyer, would you still do would that be your go-to grocery store? It just depends. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You miss it?
So we had a friend come down from Seattle, and she said like there's no high-end grocery stores here. Like there's Whole Foods, but in the Northwest there's QFC too, which is like fancy. And Fred Meyer isn't fancy, but you can buy like Nike shoes and all your groceries. Yeah. So Fred Meyer was a huge loss when I moved down here.
Yeah, it really is great. Imagine a Target with name brands, like a super Target, because it's not like how Target has quote has groceries, and you're like sometimes, but Fred Meyer is a full on great grocery store.
So like Target groceries are like the produce and stuff, and they don't really even do much meat, but like it's not amazing. Yeah. It's like. When I used to go to Target, it was when I had like a newborn. Yeah. Because you're like, I can get a bunch of bananas. Right. And diapers.
Is this true of super Targets too, though?
I haven't had a lot of experience in super Targets, but
I think they're just bigger. Like honestly.
Okay.
I think they're just more scaled.
Produce,
like they just have more because of like demographic and population. They just need to be larger because so many people go.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think the produce is good at Target. That's just me.
It's okay. It's me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, that world-class meat you're cooking.
I am hand selecting that meat. Throwing it in the microwave.
Taken straight from God's hand.
That's great.
But I will say, this friend, I also made one very good meal and one bad meal. Mm-hmm. And I made steak fajitas. I made... You were home.
I don't make bad meals.
The Pioneer Woman steak fajitas, which are fantastic.
You don't make bad meals. You have teenagers who have a good life, which means every once in a while they complain, because teenagers are great if you want someone to get mad at you for suggesting they bring a coat. Yeah. That's what a teen is. Yeah. Like they just get mad, and it's such a privilege to complain about
a home-cooked meal.
A home-cooked meal. And I snap at them every time, and it's just kind of a routine that we have where I saw this, I've shown up on an area of TikTok where in addition to moms grieving their kids growing up, there's also, I've shown up of high schoolers reflecting on I'm just on teenager nostalgia talk.
Okay.
Right now, it's like they know I have a senior, and then I'm watching all these videos, and then one of them was like a 18-year-old or like some teenager who was just like realizing that I yelled at my mom today, and she still cooked me dinner, like stuff like that, or like, or it was actually, I think it was an adult reflecting
the things you take for granted.
Yeah. Like, man, I told someone I hated them today, and they cooked for me. Yeah. That's crazy, and that's something that you can't. Mm-hmm. I mean, we joked about this all the time, but when you're like, why do these kids not have perspective? It's like, well, that comes in the frontal lobe, and they don't get that till they're 25. Mm-hmm. So they biologically can't have perspective. It's just not there yet. So
they
don't
have life to have perspective on life.
Yeah. Things have things are smooth for them, but I think that there is really something to, like, your meals are great. And kids complain about meals if it's not their favorite meal. You also have a historically picky eater like
Yeah.
a classic kind of picky eater, and then you have a food snob in the house.
Yeah.
Which is a bad combo. It just means that
Yep.
and then we're also a very open family,
Yes.
which means people just say whatever they're thinking, which means they're gonna and we also have a family that all 4 of the 5 really value getting a laugh, me and the 3 kids, which
Okay.
means there's some risks taken. And I'll tell you, sarcasm is an art form, and I remember the reason you didn't want to date me when we were 17 is I was maybe too sarcastic, and that's a line that you, knowing which buttons to push and which ones not, and when to, and it's a delicate little art form, and
It
teenagers do not know how to do it. So when they take a bite of food and they go, "Ugh," and they mean it as a joke.
Right.
They don't know how to read a room yet because they learned how to just basic read too recently. So
It's true. It's our own fault. Yeah.
It's just the nature of what it is. Kids complain about food, and it's an honor that they're open with us. For anyone who didn't watch this podcast, I just rolled my eyes so far back they touched my shoulder blades. I did a full Undertaker eye roll that even Mel could covet. So, okay, let's end here real quick. It's Mother's Day Sunday. So I wanted to ask you, you've been a mom for 18 years now.
Okay.
If you could go back.
Oh, no. I don't want to do a motherhood reflection.
So
Nobody wants that. I don't want to talk to my younger self. That's a dumb premise.
She's like, let me give you a dry tip.
Yeah. Andy, I ran this by Mel this morning as we were talking about content. I was like, what if we did like what you've learned in 18 years and what you would tell yourself on that day? And you're just like, no, you just did that exact thing. You're like, I don't want to do that. That's so funny because I thought it would be interesting I was like, one of these episodes, maybe we could do that as a couple. What would we go tell? If we could go back and tell our younger selves something at the beginning of the
relationship. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
Okay. What would you tell me and what could I tell you? What about that? You don't have to talk to yourself. You can talk to younger me.
About Mother's Day?
About just parenting. You can talk to younger me and I can talk to younger you. I don't like this one either. This one's going to lead to a fight. This one might be even worse. Never mind. Let's move on.
Oh, pour water on that oil fire.
Yeah. Talk about metal in the microwave. You did have some. I asked you. I was like, your Mother's Day tips, though. I wrote them up there for you. You gave two things that you would recommend for doing Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely do something to appreciate the moms in your life.
Does it have to be on the day?
Well, no, I mean, if you have a mom or a mother figure in your life, you should do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. As the mom, you still have mothers
in
your life. But but then for your own like immediate family, if you're the mom, like do something, but it doesn't have to be on the day.
Yeah. You said earlier, do something in just the general vicinity of Mother's Day. Do some activity in the...
Yeah.
We're doing it tonight.
Well, we have like very loose plans for Sunday.
Yeah.
But they're like flowy and they don't need a brunch reservation.
No.
No. Like there's
we'll never do a sit down.
No way.
We'll never do a sit down dinner with our family again.
We will not be. You will not see us at brunch. On Sunday.
No. Our last one went so bad that you're like, why are we doing this? And then on Easter, I think we shared this story already. We went and ordered takeout, enjoyed a beverage while we waited for the takeout, and then drove home and gave the kids the food. and it was
Well, we ate with them. At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was remarkable. So you do something.
So just do something.
Well, originally we
though.
thought you were going to be going up to Santa Barbara to do a visit, and
College
now that
visit,
Joel's like, I don't even want to look at D2 schools. It was that, and he doesn't want to do the drive, which is fair.
Yeah, I don't think any of us want to travel right now.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then secondly was stay off social media. That was your other tip?
Yeah, I think just like prom proposals and baby announcements and like, you know, like social media is like, look at us. Something amazing happened.
Yeah.
We're in Cancun for our anniversary and it's been
low-key dig right there. Thanks, Mel.
That's
no,
hilarious.
but if Mother's Day conjures up emotions and feelings, then stay off social media because some people are going to be posting like their best things and that you might not be in the healthiest place to view those, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we've all done it. You got to post the exciting stuff. Of course you do. But if you're having a hard day, then don't get on social media on Mother's Day, you know?
Yeah.
Or beware.
Yeah, exactly. Heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, oh, man, it's tough. You see it with anniversaries, and I mean, because we're getting into anniversary season.
Yeah.
And of course you post. I mean, we post. You know, we've done it before, but
like commitment day for college was Thursday.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
Okay, like everybody.
Oh, your kid's going to Berkeley. That fourth year Mandarin really paid off. Did we talk about this already?
No.
Have we not talked about it?
That's a phrase that lives in our zeitgeist.
What's funny about it is not just the phrase, but the origin of where this phrase came. So we were talking to another dad, and we were talking about our kids and blah, 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 blah. And she's at this local private school. And he was talking about how she's going to take her fourth year of Mandarin and how she thinks that's really important and getting into schools and blah, 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 blah. He said that fourth year of Mandarin. And we're just
very rigorous.
Very rigorous.
Yes.
And the funniest thing is you would never guess where we were having this conversation. We were having this conversation as we were volunteering at a rescue shelter. We're literally
serving dinner.
We're literally serving dinner to people who live at a shelter. And it was just it's that's great. I love that you have a daughter with that kind of ambition, and because it seemed like the daughter was really pushing it, but it was just funny, like the fourth year of Mandarin, and fourth year of Mandarin is the biggest eye roll. She's like 18 or whatever, and you're like, oh cool, fourth year Mandarin, and then you're like, so do you want cookie or ice cream? Both.
We're out of cheesecake.
The cheesecake went so fast. The cheesecake, I know, I felt so bad for everyone else who kept coming up who wasn't early in the line. They're like, are you guys all out of cheesecake? I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Cheesecake's gone.
And then they're like, I think we have this like kind of orange marmalade. They're like, I'm good.
They're like, what is that? We're like, an orange cake?
Yeah. They're like, I'll take the fruit. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate you guys so much. Happy Mother's Day to the moms out there.
And be careful with your microwaves.
And be careful on social media. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Want to give a special thanks to our As Essential as Oils patrons. That's our $25 a month and up. Thanks so much for supporting the podcast. That is Adam Bush,
Averill Griffiths,
Allison Nelson,
Andy and Darlene Gurton,
Bonnie Galindo,
Brandon Schoenberger,
Carrie Teague,
Chris Finn,
Christopher and Bridget Finland,
Code to Grow,
Courtney Eibling,
Damaris Diaz-Stevens,
Daniel Owens,
Dave and Melissa Cox,
Dave Hoagland,
Dustin Daly,
Jason and Francis White,
Jen Thurk,
Jonathan Rivera,
Jordan Cowan,
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos,
Lauren and Nick Rachel,
Matt and Sam Slosdon,
Michelle Carlson,
Nick Cordell,
Norman Perron. I'm sorry, Norman, you're the best. You're my favorite one.
Preston and Rachel Wilson.
Rachel Kennedy.
Raina Camps.
Robert and Nellie Capin.
Scott Elliott.
Stephen Menya.
And Tiffany Payne.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.